Hello everybody, oops, I should unpause this game, shouldn't I? I'm TychoCelchuuu, the person on the internet who casts Company Heroes 2 games and puts them on his YouTube channel. This is a game between Luciano, who I just checked is the 47th highest ranked Auster player in the world. So Luciano is very good in the top 50, building a tier 1 right off the bat, playing as the Auster, of course, against Crescent, playing as the Soviets, whose rank I did not check because I was just like, I'm going to make sure it's a high-ranked game, so I checked one of the players, and this is Automatch, it's currently the top-ranked auto match that you can spectate right now, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here live on Twitch for those of you joining me on Twitch, not live on YouTube for those of you joining me on YouTube, and for anybody who's watching some other way, I fear you. I fear your strange powers. And MG first here out on Angeville, not a bad choice. You often see it hanging out in this house, or even just setting up over here on the fuel, catching your opponent when they try and capture it, and then they gotta retreat, and that sucks because it's such a long way back to base. But we just have a 2 conscript build out of Crescent. No tier 1 or tier 2 yet. The combat, ooh, interesting. The combat engineers were capping this for a while, but they changed their mind and went for the VP. Was that because I don't think Crescent had any new information, didn't know there were people over here or some lack thereof? Maybe saw this flashing in the fog of war? I don't think Crescent had sight at that point in time of that point on the map, so Crescent just has weird capping choices, changing minds. You don't need this. I never noticed this wire stuff around. Is that just because someone was capping it and they stopped? Because it's not over whoop, here. I hiccuped. It is over here. How have I never noticed this? I never looked at the uncapped CPs. Sup, says ETET2 in Twitch chat. Hello, how's it going? This is the first game that I'm casting this afternoon, so people will filter slowly into Twitch chat. Still no, I was about to say still no combat, but now we have combat. Nobody's going to win this fight. I guess the engineers are probably going to win. The pilots are, whoa, now they're really going to win. That was a lucky crit right there. You don't usually knock off a model like that, just like that, but now those pioneers are basically fucked. Not really any cover here for the conscripts, I guess. It says they're in green cover. I don't understand why it says they can have green cover. You can't take green cover behind wire, right? That's the whole reason people build wire in front of sandbags. So that's some weird shit going on that I don't understand at all. Somehow the pioneers, I guess the engineers were just like, look, we got to go back and cap the point. We don't need to be fighting these fucking pioneers. But it's going to cost Crescent the fuel. Oh no, it doesn't cost Crescent the fuel. The decap is stopped at the last second, the last sliver of cap, and now Crescent has both fuels. There is the cutoff going, but Crescent had both fuels for a moment, and still has both fuels more or less in the bag. Molotov's upgraded really early, and that makes sense on Angeville. You want to push your opponent out, doubly so once you know they have a machine gun. This machine gun hasn't really moved from this house in a while, so it's not doing a lot for Luciano. Luciano trying to just hold on to the territory that he's got and not lose everything else. There is these Soviets who are all over the map, and we have the 2 MG opening, so 2 MGs and 2 Grenadiers. We'll see how that works against conscript spam with Molotovs. This is looking pretty bad for the Germans so far, but it's too early to count them out because it's 3.5 minutes in. Oof, nice slight flank from here. Molotov coming out? No. No, but all you have to do is at least have the threat of a Molotov, and that's enough. And the base MG is opening up, but not before 2 models are picked off, so the Soviet player, I'm sure, is pretty happy about that. That's going to be some reinforced time that the MG42 is off the field. Can't just merge some conscripts into it like the Russians can. Fucking Russians. And the conscripts aren't even retreating. They're just crawling away from the base MG, happy to be suppressed for a while. This is fine for the pioneers who want to move up and just own with their MP40s. That's a nice Molotov. German player doesn't react quite super fast because I guess there's some microing being done somewhere else. Maybe this thing. On the wrong side of those sandbags, Soviet player not reacting super fast because I guess there's some microing being done. There's a lot of fights going on. We're 4 minutes in. There's like 4 fights going on. Yeah, these conscripts really need that green cover that they built, or else this is going to go south. There's a fight going on over here. This fight is still happening. That machine gun's going to plink away at those guys forever, it seems like. That's just too long range, it looks like, for any damage to be done. That building is a very resilient wise. Surprise me 101. I said very resilient wise. I meant to say very resilient one. Surprise me 101 has shown up in Twitch chat. Hello, Surprise me 101. Thanks for dropping by. Always happy to see people showing up as I cast these things. It's good to have company while I'm casting. It used to be a very solitary venture, casting Company Heroes games, but now you can do it on the internet. Live. Doing it on the internet, not live, was how everybody used to do it. There was no point in casting games if you weren't on the internet. We've never had a in-person Company Heroes tournament, I feel like, that people cast. Maybe there was one once. Maybe, I think I'm making that up. I don't think there was ever a in-person thing. Okay, so this machine gun is... Something else has to have hit these guys, because there's no way the machine gun killed 2 people. I think it was the flame piles, because there's some flames burning here. I don't know what pushed them back. There's just too much stuff to watch. These players are both very good, you can tell, because there's just been so many fights all over the map. Looks like a Molotov, I think, went into the building. It's hard to tell. It was maybe targeted at those flame pioneers. They got some red cover here, so that's nice, but then the machine gun retargets to them, and now they're fucked. They gotta get out of there. So the German player is now making some progress. Somehow these engineers made it back over there, so that's no capping happening over there on the left. But still, the German player is now forcing the Soviets off this map, and I think the German capping will not be too far behind. It's just instead 2 of the Grenadier squads are back here building a medic bunker, so they can't be out capping, which is unfortunate. Not good timing. Those conscripts, I was surprised they stood their ground. That was one lucky burst away from basically wiping that squad, but they were like, I think we can take out these flame pioneers. I think we can do it. We have a doctrine chosen. I don't know if that was recent or if that's been chosen for a while, but yeah, those were very brave conscripts. I wouldn't have had the balls to do that, but it worked. It worked. And here we go, moving out on the map. So now is the German time to cap back the map, especially taking out this engineer. How many mines do we have? We have mines here. We have mines here. That was a really nice mine explosion. 3 kills, which is a lot to get lately from a mine. That's what happens when 2 squads run over it simultaneously, and that's why you don't blob unless you very much have to. So that was one mine. There was the other mine we were just looking at. I think there was a 3rd mine somewhere, but I may be wrong. See, this is a case where blobbing does make sense, right? You want to flank as a team and get some firepower on these guys, and this conscript squad can take 2 losses, but that's okay, because there's this one here, so both of them can hang out in the field rather than retreating. Nice repositioning of this machine gun to catch the attempted flank. Soviet player was going for some tricky stuff there. It didn't happen. Some chasing on the retreat. Some nice Vet 2 flame pioneers. That seems like a early-ish Vet 2, but I guess they've got 8 kills. They've been fighting all their lives. And the Soviet players still doing excellent on the capping. And we do have the Jaeger Light Infantry, or the Jaeger Commando Squad. Are they also called Jaeger Light Infantry? No, I guess they've never been called that. It's the Jaeger Command Squad with their G43s. I'm excited to see how those work out. What the fuck was that? That must have been... What made the boom? What made the shock boom? Is there some sort of shock grenade? What happened? What was that? What made the I don't understand. Let's see. Luciano shows up in chat. Great. So Luciano, you may recognize as the German in this match. So glad to see Luciano. Tell me what shocked those troops over there. What shocked your Jaegers over on that cutoff point? Because I don't have a fucking clue. And Luciano says he has no idea what happened, but then writes the Kappa emote. So sometimes that means people are being sarcastic, other times it means we're in a Company Heroes 2 stream and people just drop that shit like it's going out of style, which it clearly isn't, because people have been dropping that shit since CoH2.org was founded. And Wilford22 says Tycho! Exclamation point. Yep, that's me. Escalate to tier 1 is up. We'll have to see how the Tekken goes. The Soviet players just been like saving fuel for Lord knows what. Look at the bulletins, Grenadier bulletins, and conscript bulletins. The most boring, but in fact they're basically the same bulletins from both players. The most boring, but also the most practical bulletins. I think those are the bulletins that I use these days. Oh, it was a mine? A mine shocks people? What kind of mine shocks people? Who builds a shock mine? The Soviet mines don't shock. A shock mine. Shocking. Really? Anyways, here's these guys. They have G43s too. So G43s are the hot new shit. My latest German strategy has been just spamming G43 Grenadiers and running around with them in a blob and just trying to shoot my opponents down. And I think it works pretty good. The joke behind the cap is that I don't really remember what happened despite I'm the one playing the game. Then I remembered, says Luciano. I still don't understand what sort of mind makes people shocked. The G43s making their little trails, picking some nice damage off these combat engineers, but they can retreat at any point. I don't know why they're sticking on. Yeah, now they can just retreat. No model losses yet. And it looks like they'll get out without any model losses. And of course we have medics upgraded at some point. We have tier 2 and tier 3, so I said the Soviet was sitting on the fuel. That was a blatant lie. The Soviets just had much of the fuel capped for most of the game. And so maybe we'll see a T-70 coming out pretty soon. Both players seem to have been reluctant to build any stuff out of their teching. Mines can suppress squads if they hit correctly. I'm not talking about suppression. It was literal shock. It said shocked over their thing. That's not suppression. It was shock. Sandbags. Great. So here we have two G43 squads squaring off against conscripts who really can't do anything because they're conscripts, and as much as it pains me to admit it, their anti-infantry capabilities are slightly less impressive than you might hope, especially up against these G43 guys. And now we have the Grenadier Blob over here. Good stuff. We in IS-3, says Green Cat of Meow. Yes. Oof. Almost misses the retreat on that squad. The Jaegers don't chase, which is potentially lucky. Oh, Jesus, did we lose the... Yeah, lost a conscript squad here, and this conscript squad is maybe going to go down. Turns out there's some G43s here now. Nice flame crit immediately on the Molotov pop, but that's a lot of manpower bleed for the Soviets. How did those guys get a little... It's because they were ambush camouflage, so that's why they had the little crosshair above their heads. Does that mean they're doing better fighting? That was ballsy. Oof! Might lose a squad on the retreat. The Vet2 Jaeger. Dude, look at that guy running. He's like, oh, jeez, oh god, oh jeez, oh boy, I gotta get out of here. Oh, this is not good. Whoa, I'm booking it. Yeah, that's the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, Luciano says, then I really have no idea. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, rewind, go find that shock shit and see if you can figure out what the fuck happened and post it in the comments. Meanwhile, we have the NKVD rifle disruption tactics. The first time I've seen that chosen in years, I feel like. Actually, no, I think I saw somebody use rapid conscription like a month ago. What does this shit do? Recon overflight, radio intercept. That's some good shit. I could really go. Radio intercept, for instance, just told the Soviets that a PaK-40 gun was completed, so now they know to be careful with this T-34 that's popping out of tier 4. So that's some actually super useful information. You might think, look, I made it to tier 4, I haven't seen any shit from my opponent, I'm just gonna pop out T-34, drive that motherfucker around, maybe count myself some points. But no, now you know there's a PaK-40 somewhere, so you gotta be careful. You gotta scout out for it. There's also a recon flight. Maybe you can scout for the PaK with a recon flight. There's propaganda artillery. As we all know, the communists dropped propaganda on the German soldiers. I don't know if that actually happened. I know it happened on the in Dunkirk, because I saw the movie Dunkirk, and that movie didn't lie about anything. NKVD are basically the German SS, says Green Cat of Meow. Great. Wilford22 says LOL. Here's the T-34. I said you don't want to drive it around like a motherfucker now that you know the PaK is there, but the Russian player did not get the memo, drives into the PaK, then immediately turns the back, and eats a second shot, actually gets a damaged engine too. This shack is fucked up. These guys are going for a Faust, I assume? I would probably go for that Faust. It'll take it low enough that it'll... Nice hopping into that building, maybe just for some sight. I thought they were going to immediately hop out this side of the building to sort of like teleport and save some time, and then Faust. That's a nice machine gun setup, by the way, catching all those motherfuckers and protecting the PaK. So that was a very not good engagement for the Russians. The lesson here is this: oh look, we got the propaganda, or no, rapid conscription. Oh, Russians now just bleeding fucking conscripts in the hopes of getting a free squad. It looks like it worked. Rapid conscription is a very odd ability. I don't, it's just, it's like Allied War Machine, but, very strange, because Allied War Machine would sort of, the whole point was you would pop it, and then your opponent would try to not kill the vehicles while it would happen. For those of you who didn't play the original Company Heroes, Allied War Machine would replace vehicles that you lost as the Americans while it was active. And so once your opponent saw you pop that, they'd be like, oh shit, don't kill the vehicles. So that would give you some time to sort of maneuver with them, maybe do some damage. But rapid conscription, it's like, well, if you take enough losses from your conscript squads all across the map, then eventually you'll get a new squad. So it's like your opponent's like, I guess I'll just fucking shoot these people and they'll get a squad out of it. But it's like, It's all it is a squad of conscripts. It's not a huge deal. Like it's gonna, I'm still bleeding their manpower anyways. It's gonna be a vet 0 conscript squad, and if I can kill a bunch of conscripts to make a new conscript squad, I can maybe just kill the fucking conscripts. That was a great grenade. Soviet player hasn't lost a squad lately, but has been losing lots of squads, and this may be another squad loss, but they're not chasing. Could have maybe picked off another one. Let's see what Twitch chat is up to. Luciano, why would you choose that doctrine over the new one of armored assault with respect to NKVD? And the answer is radio intercept, I guess? I don't know. Could have saved that tank from getting pack 40. And Carthemasa's Ra, or RA. I don't know what that means. So, anyone in Twitch chat knows what's up with that, let me know. We have some minesweepers. Do we have any German mines anywhere? Oop, here's the pack. Let's watch the pack versus the T-34. T-34 is just rampaging. That's a nice thing to use, that T-34, if you know where your opponent's machine gun is. Just drive the tank over. I don't know about blopping like this when your opponent's got grenadier grenades. That's asking for the bad mojo. This brand new conscript squad that came from rapid conscription is about to be a no squad. Yep, that's why I think rapid conscription is maybe not the it's maybe not the thing to buy, because you just get like a vet fucking 0. Nice grenade. Get a vet fucking 0 conscript squad and they get themselves destroyed. And that's I don't know. T-34 did wipe that machine gun, but deep in enemy territory. Interesting Faust that took a lot of health off, it looked like. So I doubt the German's gonna go hunting, but T-34 is out of position. Carthema says that's the problem with replacing the abilities. Well, that's what I was saying. Allied War Machine, it's like your Sherman dies, you get a new Sherman. Sure, it's vet 0, but it's a Sherman. Or it's an M10 tank destroyer or something. But like, your fucking conscripts die and you get some new conscripts. I'm like, I don't need new conscripts. I can get new conscripts for like 240 manpower. Motherfucker, see? I can just build these things. Whoa, I just clicked that, and right as I clicked it, the Soviet player started building a T-34, and so it grayed out the conscript button like I didn't have enough resources, because I didn't have enough resources, so it was like I had built something. Green Cat and Meow. Maybe it's for the conscript merge ability, so you use munitions instead of manpower. That's... I guess, yeah. Merge your brand new conscript squad into some other conscript squad, but it's so tempting not to merge the whole conscript squad away, because then you have a brand new squad and you can use it to cap stuff, but... it's a strange thing. I've never understood how the merging works with respect to stuff like veterancy or whatever, because I've heard, like, you know, when you crew a weapons team with some infantry, those infantry retain their stats. So if you crew like something with conscripts, it'll have worse crew, like in terms of survivability, than if you crew it with shock troops or something. But like, does it work with merge too? So if you merge a vet 0 conscript squad into a vet 3 conscript squad, do you have a bunch of vet 0 conscripts just hanging out in that squad, fucking it up, and you have to wait until they die invisibly and you don't know that they're dead or not, or do they instantly get upgraded? Chat's probably telling me right now. No, chat is not telling me. I don't know if anybody knows this. This is one of those mysteries. Anyways, we have T-34 showing its butt to the opponent. Immediately gets fucking knocked by the pack 40, so don't do this. I don't know what the fuck Crescent is doing. There's a reverse button in the game now. You can just click that. I actually don't use it because I don't... my muscle memory is still just fucking right-click behind my tanks. I don't trust the reverse button, but that's another way of backing up. Just reversing behind with right-click. So do that instead of this thing. I think merging conscripts with guards rifle causes a negative impact on the guards, but conscripts with conscripts shouldn't have an issue. What do you mean shouldn't have it? How the fuck do you know what things should work? It's fucking Company Heroes 2. There's broken shit left and right. Like, it might just be fucked up. Would anybody know? Is there any way for us to tell? Has anybody looked at the files? Has Relic looked at the files? I wouldn't trust what Relic says about the files, because Relic's been wrong about that shit before. So German has clawed their way back onto the, or Luciano I should say, has clawed his way back onto the map after the Soviet had very dominating position early on. Luciano's taken some infantry losses, but very few squad losses compared to the Soviets. So the Soviets, I think, would be in a much better position in this game had they not lost so many squads, and also had they not microed their T-34s in very strange ways. What's happening? There's boom happening. So the Panzer IV is out. Not a super exciting tank when there's 2 T-34s on the field, but in conjunction with the Pack 40, it's more than enough to handle that stuff. We have a really late Maxim out, seeing the heavy infantry spam strategy that Luciano has adopted here. So Maxim, not a bad choice, but it is a little belated, and it's just going to get picked apart by G-43s, it looks like. Reinforced models don't get vet bonuses for like the first year of the games as Carthamar. Oh, so it did work like that and then they fixed it. See? See? The fact that we can't get Soviet Churchills or Valentines or Matildas is a tragedy, says Panzer. I think a tragedy is Hamlet, but, you know, we're all entitled to our positions. How many kills on these G43 squads? 10 kills, 18 kills, 16 kills, 24 kills. The Jaeger Command Squad doing some work. 0 kills on the Minesweepers, 17 kills on the Vet 3 Flamethrowers. One of those machine guns got decrewed because we've got 9 kills. And, of course, the pack has no kills, but some Vet. Almost Vet 1. I think Othello's better, says Green Cat and Meow, than Hamlet? Well, that was the end of those guys. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd actually go for Hamlet. Reported for aggression, you're swearing abuse alcohol, you're Canadian, says Olaf Jedge. Yeah, Olaf loves trolling my Twitch chat. I actually can drink some alcohol. I have, here we go. Maybe you can, we should maybe watch on the right, but this is an exciting fight too. Let's go quickly to the right. And it's conscripts being owned by G43s. Let's go to the left. Oh, we almost missed the T-34 going down. Where's the pack? There's the pack, so that's why. This looks like the Soviet Swan song. I don't think one T-34 can take out one Panzer IV with a pack around. That doesn't look like it's happening. Yeah, I mean, look, you circle straight, but the Panzer IV can keep up with you. This is not one of those, it's not like a Tiger or something. And the pack, once it gets positioned, ooh, I thought we were going to maybe see a suicide ram to let the AT grenade people finish off, but they don't even have an A. Oh, that's it. Whoa, 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 fucking T-34 is going ham. Ooh, and the conscripts are here. This could be. Oh, okay, it's out of control. It's dead. Whoa. So, that's the reset button. Ooh, so Germans still looking good, but Soviets not out yet. We have a pack to fight the new Panzer IV that's coming out. Okay, as I was saying before I got interrupted, I have a bottle of wine here. Yeah, you can hear that. It's mostly empty because it was, I brought it to a meeting and people drank it, but I got the leftovers, and so I can get drunk while I'm doing this. Drunk off however much wine there is left in this bottle, which is not so much. So we'll see how that happens. I'm holding the bottle of wine with one hand, the cork with the other, so I'm not able to control the camera very effectively. Let me recork this real fast. I think I'll save it for the next game to start drinking. This doesn't seem like a drinking game yet. I'll have to come up with a drinking game for the next game and drink according to the game. Is the plan. We have a new Panzer IV, and now the Soviet player knows about it, so, you know, we're going to position the pack correctly. It's back in bases that have 6 people, because that's how the Soviet crews work. The Maxim's doing its job. Are they going to get close enough for a grenade? Yeah, they are, but there's 6 people, so literally does not matter. Here's the Panzer IV. This is actually not so great that the AT guns all the way back here. It's going to take a while to get up there. Do we have AT grenades researched yet? Yeah, we finally do, so that makes a lot of sense. Green Cat and Meow says every time a model dies, you should take a swig shot bottle. I don't think that would be sustainable. I missed Drunk Tycho, says Surprise Me 101. Well, my liver didn't. Carthima says wine drunk pigeons. Spelled it with a D. There's no D in pigeon. Or if there is, it's archaic. Oh, something just fucking exploded over here? Oh, a mine, I think. Oh, there's S-mines. What do I think? Of course. You can see the S-mines. They're on the ground. And this poor fuel cache is going down. I never talked about the fuel cache when it was built, but the Soviet player built a fuel cache for whatever good that does. And it looks like the German player is going to win. I mean, the Soviet player could pump out T-34 and 5 fuel, so that would be a thing, but, you know, Soviet player doesn't have any super tanks waiting in the wings. It's going to be conscripts with no PPSHs versus grenadiers with G43s, and that's not a fight you really want to be having. There's a second Panzer IV coming out, so things are looking not good. Green Cat and Meow, off topic as usual, do you shave with or against the grain? I shave against the grain. What is firing? The Maxim is firing at the MG42, which does not... Okay, I was like, it doesn't even care enough to fire back. We have the classic machine gun versus machine gun fight. Oh wow, just lost a model. A fight for the ages. Oh, they lost a model. So the Maxim basically always wins this just because it has 6 people. So obviously it's just going to outlast the MG34. But it's always a fun fight to watch when it happens. You know, I like to see that sort of dynamic. Up to vet 1 over there with only 2 kills. There's too much stuff to watch. These Grenadiers have been shift-clicked over here to the fuel point, and Luciano did not realize that until just now, and it may be too late for them. They do have G43s, but they're down to 1 model. Are we going to see a retreat? We are going to see a retreat. Are they going to get out? These guys are vet 3. They're not chasing. We should really be watching the strafe, but we can just watch that model. These guys, oh Jesus, the IL-2s are doing some work. Look at this. This is asking to get... I guess it's outside the IL-2 strafe range? Do the IL-2s only attack people who are inside the circle? We'll find out. We have a T-34 built, so... Okay, Russian player could do this. Russian player... You saw how low those 2 Grenadier squads... Not if you lose this thing. You saw how low these 2 Grenadier squads went. Those were almost squad wipes, and the Russian player just needs to get a little luckier with the squad wipes, use the Pak-40 very well, take out a Panzer IV, and we're back in business. Sup, Tycho, says Sturm Tiger Gaddafi. What's up? You've got your little pigeon emote, because Sturm Tiger Gaddafi is one of my subscribers. So welcome, spam that pigeon, make everybody jealous that you got a sweet, sweet bird. The pigeon, I was about to say one of the best birds. I guess really it's not one of the best birds. I like pigeons, but I got to admit that there's like eagles and condors and raptors and quetzals. Quetzals are probably the best bird, I would say. Green Cat Meow says, oh snap, they let you have the shroud icon. Go find one of my old YouTube videos for discussion of that. I think there's some comments posted on it about shrouds, so you can maybe find the video easier than just scrubbing through all 100 hours of Company Heroes 2 content. There is so much fighting going on all over this map, I can barely keep track. We did have a new Jaeger Light Infantry Squad, or Jaeger Command Squad. Sorry, I guess they're Command Squad. That's what they're called now. That's the PC thing to call them. We had a new one of those built, but they have yet to reach the heights of their earlier ones. The Pak-40 along with the T-34 did some good damage to this Panzer IV, so it's out of commission for a while, and the Soviets just sitting pretty up here. But the G43s are now picking away at this pack, and if the Soviets lose this pack, I think that's going to be the beginning of the end. This is end number 2. The first end was when the 2 T-34s died, but this is, yep, it's the beginning of the end. The pack is down. The Maxim cannot recruit the pack, even though it's got people to spare, and the Panzer IV is just going to fuck up the T-34, which... Oh, that was a sad little ram. Its engine was taken out, and then its engine overheated, and once its engine's not overheated, it's still going to be broken. And the T-34 was like, I will shoot you. Oh, whoa. That was very bizarre. That was clearly some sort of crazy attempt to save the T-34 from being fausted. Oh! That was not a crazy attempt to save the T-34 from being fausted to death. That was an attempt to keep this pack gun alive because it was about to get recruited. Those sneaky conscripts made it there when I wasn't looking. And then it's fucked and the Soviets lose. The end. Good game. Hey, Tycho, why the chicken cross the road, says Green Cat Meow. Join me next match to find out what the answer is.